以热烈的掌声欢迎大会贵宾 Dr. Muhammad Maliki Osman 以及宗教领袖们的莅临。A very warm welcome to the guest of honor, Dr. Muhammad Maliki Osman, Minister of State for National Development and Defense, and religion leaders from IROs.
Please be seated. Thank you.
Guest of honor, Dr. Muhammad Maliki Osman. The respected religion leaders, venerables, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to all of you for attending today's celebrations of Singapore's 50th anniversary as one people. This event is organized by IMC Organizational Limited. IMC Organization Limited was founded in 2014 by the group of peace lovers to promote interfaith and intercultural understanding and unity. And Master Jin Kong is the advisor of IMC. 尊敬的大会贵宾孟里奇博士，尊敬的各宗教领袖，各位法师，各位女士，各位先生，非常热烈欢迎大家出席新加坡建国50周年庆及祈福祈祷仪式。今天这项多元文化宗教活动是由国际多元文化中心所主办。国际多元文化中心成立于2014年，它的宗旨是促进跨宗教及文化了解及团结。我们尊敬的上净下空老法师便是该中心的导师。In today's very auspicious occasion, where all the religion leaders get together under one roof to celebrate the success of Singapore nation's building of 50 years, and we'd like to take this opportunity to pray for the peace and harmony and prosperity of the nations. And we also like to take this opportunity to pray for the world peace. I would like to now invite our guests of honor together with our religious leaders to come on stage to have a 1-minute silent prayer. 有请。那今天我们这个非常殊胜的因缘，难得我们各大宗教的领袖，还有我们的政府、我们的政治领袖聚集一堂，我们要借着这个非常殊胜的一个机会，来为新加坡的和平、和谐，还有未来的繁荣昌盛祈祷。当然，我们也忘不了为世界和平祈福。那各宗教领袖将会用他们各自的方式做一个静默祷告。So our guests of honor and the religion leaders will do their silent prayer in their own religion way. The prayer starts now.
Thank you. Please be seated.
May I now have the pleasure to call upon Mr. Said Hassan Al-Atas to give a sharing. Mr. Said Hassan is the Imam of Ba Al-Arwi Mosque. 接着我们恭请回教代表哈比哈山长老上台致辞，有请 Mr. Said Hassan.
Very good morning to everyone. Our guest of honor, the Honorable Minister Dr. Maliki Osman, His Eminence Master Chinku, religious leaders, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to apologize that I am not able to speak in Mandarin. So please excuse me to speak in English. I was listening to Master Ching Kung when he was talking just now. I remember what he said before, that he used to listen and learn from many great scholars of the past, great sages, great teachers, great men. And he spent time in his younger days to sit with them and learn from them. I remember the saying of our Holy Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. Ma akrama shab lisinnihi illa gayyadallahu lahu man yukrimuhu inda sinnihi. Our Prophet said, no young man who respects and learns and sit from an old man, a learned person, an experienced person, a person with knowledge, illa gayyadallahu lahu man yukrimuhu inda sinnihi. But God the Almighty will make sure that an audience will be there when he grows old. We see very clearly, I've known Master Ching Kung for many years. Wherever he goes, there are audience of people listening to what he said. Listening and learning his teachings. This I see when I listen to him, and when he told me, I realizes because in his younger days he spent time learning from the learned people and the knowledgeable people. This, I feel, is one of the key to our learning. When we move to study and to learn from the right people, learn from the knowledgeable people, learn from the sincere teachers, then you will be learning from the right source. You will be better than you are before. This year, thank you. This year, 2015, Singapore is celebrating her 50th anniversary of independence. Why are we celebrating? Because we have something to celebrate. There are something in Singapore that we are proud of. From a tiny fishing village to a small town, to a city-state, and now a young nation. The gift of God. We talk about our success. In the Quran, is very clearly stated. وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. And if God gives you goodness, if you are happy with something that God has given it to you, success, happiness, talk about it. Speak about it. Why? Because by talking to others, others may get the example, may learn, and will improve themselves. To understand the present, we must know the past. To have a successful future, we must do our best today. Yesterday was history. Tomorrow is mystery. Today is present. Why today now is called present? Because it is a gift. Today, the present is very important. To plan for the future, we have to understand the past. But what we do now in the present will determine the future. Do all the goodness. Learn from the past. Do the best for our future generations so that they will remember us. Recently, I've met a friend whom I have not met for 45 years. He was my schoolmate. He told me a story about Chinese New Year. Can I carry on? I hope you all are not sleepy, because many of you comes very early this morning. And bless you, because I know you come with full of sincere hearts to meet especially our master and to learn from him. There is a story, I think many of you have heard about this story. There was a family on the eve of a Chinese New Year. When they were about to have the reunion dinner, there was a knock at the door. When they opened the door, they found 4 old men. 4 old men. And these old men asked if they can be invited to join the dinner. The family was very happy. They looked at them, these 4 old men, very sincere looking, very pious looking. They invited all 4 to come into the house. But the men said, "I'm sorry, you have to choose only one of us. We cannot, all of us come into your house." Then the family asked, "What are your names?" The first old man said, my name is success. The second old man said, my name is wealth. The third old man said, my name is well-beings. The fourth old man said, my name is harmony. Please choose one of us. The family went in. They discussed. One of them said, we should bring wealth in because we are poor. Another one said, no, success is more important. In life, if you are not successful, you are finished. Another one said, no, well-beings. I want well-beings. Then the younger one, Mom, Dad, why are you quarreling? I think what we need is harmony. Let us invite harmony. Then all of them agreed to the younger one. And said, let us invite harmony in. Then they went out and they invite the old man with the name of Harmony to come into the house. Harmony stepped in. But when Harmony stepped in, then the other three old men came in. Wealth came in, success came in, well-beings came in. They were surprised. Then the old man with Harmony said, if you have harmony in your home, you will have wealth, success, and well-beings. Our Singapore leaders of the past, many Singaporeans will remember, harmony for Singapore is one of the key success of our country. Many school children remember many years ago, our former foreign minister, Mr. S. Jayaratnam, wrote the Singapore Pledge. We, the citizens of Singapore, pledge ourselves as one united people, regardless of race, language, or religion, to build a democratic society based on justice and equality so as to achieve happiness and progress for our nation. These are the beautiful words of our leaders, our forefathers, that is inculcated in our life and in our hearts. We, as Master has mentioned just now, learn from each other. We will have harmony, we will have peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Imam Hassan for your very enlightening speech. 我们非常感恩回教代表哈山长老刚才一番非常令人有启发性的这个致辞，我们再给他一个热烈掌声。Now, may I have the honor to invite the guest of honor, Dr. Muhammad Maliki Osman, to address the audience. 接下来，我们很荣幸的邀请大会嘉宾孟里奇博士致辞。
大家下午好。Very good afternoon. Madam Juliet Cristiano Liu, founder of IMC, eminent speakers, Venerable Master Chin Kung, Bishop Dr. Yap Kim Hao, Swami Samachitananda, and Imam Habib Hassan Alatas. Esteemed faith leaders, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to one and all. It is very humbling to be here this afternoon, to meet so many people at the same time, be in the company of esteemed religious leaders that we have today. A union of varied denominations for a common notion. I'm very humbled as I hear Habib Hassan's speech earlier. He is a spiritual leader that I look upon, and he spoke of the works of our pioneer leaders in Singapore. Just a little side story. As Habib read the pledge that a former Deputy Prime Minister, a former Foreign Minister, as Rajaratnam coined, it brought lots of memories because that message or that pledge was crafted in 1965 when we gained our independence. And that was the year I was born. 50 years on, I'm one of the privileged, many Singaporeans along with me, to experience the peace, the harmony, and relative comfort of living in a multiracial, multi-religious society like Singapore, a place like no other in the world. And I think we have to thank our leaders as well as our religious leaders for the effort that they have put in to continuously remind us that what we have is indeed, while we have different faiths, we have one thing in common, that we all want peace and harmony. So can you please join me in thanking all our religious leaders for all that they have done to guide us, to bring us to this very important realization. We now live in a society that has increasingly become diverse and complex. We know that because in Singapore, it's a cosmopolitan society with people from all over the world, making Singapore their home. The rise of technology, the exponential development of global communications, and a vast improvement in mobility have contributed to a diversity that has flourished in our society. We've done well, we've modernized with technology, but technology itself can also be a stressor in our multiracial and multi-religious society. We have seen how a simple post on the noise generated from a community function at a HDB void deck space can go viral and threaten our inter-ethnic, inter-religious relations. We must guard ourselves against such incidents and remain vigilant in maintaining our racial and religious harmony. The space that we share in Singapore is not big, but we need big hearts to ensure that we can share that space. Despite the differences in worship and theology, all religions share a common teaching, that of peace. Interfaith dialogue forums serve as a key role in highlighting the role of religions in social affairs by promoting shared values as a means to achieve peace, at the same time deepen understanding and appreciation between the different faiths. Interfaith engagement is important because communities that are built on a shared set of values are the foundations of a strong society. In these present times, understanding and trust between faith groups is crucial. It is a process, not an end point. It is a journey that will never end. We need to invest in time, energy, and resources to build strong interpersonal relationships, which we will be tested, and it will depends on circumstances. But I'm confident that with every test, we will grow stronger, closer, and even more resolved to remain united. Such gatherings that we are having today help to educate members of the society, to promote mutual understanding, and avoid suspicion or misgivings. For the sake of peace, religious beliefs must never be allowed to be abused. We must be clear and ensure that our communities live fully the tenets of peace and coexistence which are found in each religion, and to denounce acts of violence when they are committed. Interfaith engagements must be grounded in a full and honest presentation of our own convictions, which will help us to see more clearly what we hold in common. There is far more that unites people of different faiths than divide us. What is more critical is to remind ourselves that we model the behaviors for our children to emulate. They will inherit the world that we will leave behind. And if we want them to grow up in continued peace, we must ensure it begins with us. So I applaud the IMC organization for taking this initiative to bring renowned and eminent faith leaders together to acquaint us to the various teachings and remind us on the need to understand and hence appreciate each other better. Finally, it is also important for us to involve our youth and encourage them to come together across lines of faith and culture to initiate and agree upon future initiatives to continue serving for a sustained and greater good of humanity. We need to provide space and avenues for our youth to explore these issues and connect with each other. Much needs to be done, and I commend the IMC organization for taking ownership of this process. I'm confident that with our collective wisdom and depth of faith, we will ensure that Singapore remains a peaceful place where interfaith coexistence can only be the marvel of others the world over. And I hope generations to come will continue to experience the peace, the harmony, the tranquility, and the economic development that I had the benefit of experiencing over the last 50 years. I'm sure it calls upon all of us to do our part to make sure that we leave behind a society to our children to grow up and continue this journey that we have started. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a pleasant day, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Dr. Maliki. Dr. Maliki, please stay. Yeah. 为了感谢我们大会贵宾 Dr. Maliki 在百忙之中抽出时间来为我们来参与这个活动，那我们请我们的导师净空老和尚赠送一个纪念品给我们的大会贵宾。As a gesture of appreciation to Dr. Maliki for taking his time off from his very busy schedule, on behalf of IMC, Master Chin Kung would like to present a token of appreciation to Dr. Maliki. 这是一幅墨宝 ，is a Chinese calligraphy written by Master Chin Kung himself, of course. 好，请两位留在台上。Dr. Maliki, please continue to stay. All right. So, in commemorating the 50th anniversary of Singapore 50th anniversary, we shall now have a cake cutting ceremony. We'd like to invite our guests of honor, as well as the religious leader, to come on stage. All the religious representative from IROs, please come on stage to do the cake cutting ceremony. 也有请悟道法师上台来。Yes, Imam Habib Hassan and representative from all the religions, please come on stage to do the cake cutting ceremony. 也有请这个 William 哈，黄国荣居士吧，对不起，也上台来跟我们一起主持这个切蛋糕的仪式。The size of this cake is 4 feet by 2 feet。这个蛋糕是4尺乘2尺，是一块非常大的一个蛋糕，也是我们一位同修慷慨供养的。So with this, we wish Singapore another 50 years of peace, harmony, and prosperity. 我们祝愿新加坡在昌盛繁荣50年或者更久。谢谢。Thank you, guests of honor, Dr. Maliki and the religious leaders. The Hindu leader, Mr. Swami Samachitananda, Vice President of the RK Mission, to give a sharing. 接下来，我们恭请印度教领袖 Mr. Swami Samachitananda 来跟我们做分享。我们以热烈掌声欢迎 Mr. Swami 上台分享。
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The leaders of different religious groups, devotees, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great privilege to come and participate in an august program like this, where people from different countries have assembled, gathered together in the name of a spiritual luminary. My millions and thousands salutations to Lord Buddha, the founder of our organization, the organization from where I come from, was Swami Vivekananda. He once mentioned in his discourses that Lord Buddha was so great, the man with complete tender heart for everybody. I am not fit to be called even the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Lord Buddha. Here we have gathered to understand from different perspectives, from different religious perspectives rather, the concept of harmony. All of us know what is harmony. If you have an orchestra, we call them symphony. All the instruments, musical instruments played in that orchestra have to be tuned on a particular pitch. If one of them is out of pitch, that instrument will be called not in harmony, out of harmony. So in general, the meaning of harmony will be, as you know, one who is at par in the understanding of the spiritual goals of life. Religion, which is supposed to be the source of peace, harmonium, solace to everybody, because of the shortcomings and less understanding of its followers, the same becomes the cause for disharmony, all kind of disturbances in the world. When we talk about harmony, and as I told, we should be at par with others, the first and foremost thing in my simple little understanding is, person himself or herself should be spiritual. You must have faith, devotion, steadfastness in your own religion. Then you have understanding of different other religions. True harmony comes when all of us understand that the supreme reality, God, G capital, is one and not two. And different religions are like different rivers which come and merge in the ocean. Until we understand, until we realize that we all are children of the same God. Whenever person of different religion, when they are worshipping God, indirectly they are worshipping the same God. For example, thousands of people we are sitting here in this hall. People are from different countries. When you find, when you took lunch, they gave you a bottle. Inside bottle there was something. Somebody call it water. Somebody may call, he is a scientist, he will call it H2O. I will call it jal or pani or aqua or tanni or whatever. Eventually we are talking about the same water. You take water from the ocean, you take water from the river, you take water from the well, you take water from the sky, from the rain. Eventually we are talking about the same water. It's a maturity in your thinking. It's the immature Hindu, immature Muslim, immature Buddhist and immature Christian and immature person who has quarreled about the religion, not the mature. Until we come to know eventually that we are worshipping the same God. But our ways are different. Our languages are different. Our dress code is different. Our prayer time, our posture is different. But eventually we are praying the same God. This intellectual, emotional, and practical understanding has to come. Harmony, total harmony when you think about, the problem that the disharmony is caused by a small group of people of different religions. Not that any religion says that we are perfect. The followers are of different categories. Their understanding is different. So embracing reality, embracing the ways and means of other religion is sometimes difficult for some groups of people. But eventually we must accept that we are worshipping the same God. If you are a believer in harmony, you have devotion for your path, but we must respect the devotion of other path. We must have respect for the people who have faith in their own path. Those who are from Singapore local, We all are sitting in Expo Hall number 7, but we all came from different paths. Somebody took CT and then took PIE. I took directly PIE. Somebody came by Paya, somebody came by Yishun, somebody came by a different path. Eventually, our paths were different. Our goal is the same. We all came in the same place. This is the example we give. Harmony. Before we practicing harmony externally, we must have harmony internally. Before we practice and preach peace in the world, we must be peaceful within. Until I am peaceful within, how can I proclaim peace outside? How can I preach peace outside? Spiritual knowledge, spiritual wealth is not like a secular subject. If you are doctorate in mathematics, mathematics is a subject for you. Your life, your values in life may not have anything to do with mathematics. Truthfulness, honesty, purity, respect, this has nothing to do with mathematics as such. Spiritual life is a life of your own. Until we have peace within, we have harmony within. So for the intellectual understanding of the harmony, we must know thoroughly about our own religion and our own scriptures as much as we can. And then we must have some understanding of other religions and finding positives in that religion and appreciating that. To be sincere in one's own path, to be steadfast in one's own path, and to be spiritual, to be respectful to other religions is the path of harmony. All the religions are nothing but different paths which reaches to the same goal. It is not the thing which we are talking today. In the Hindu scriptures, more than 3,500 years before, the verses are written in the Vedas, which says, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. The truth is one. The sages call it by different names. The water is one. People call it by different names. The air is one. People call it by different names. In the same way, God is one. I was talking to one group of youngsters in Singapore a few years before, and few times in my discourse I told that God is one and we are children of the same God. One young man came and told me, why you are thrusting your ideas on our mind, where it is told that God is one. I said, there are many places where it is told that God is one, but there is hardly any place where it is said that gods are many and ultimate truth are different. If God are different, and to prove which God is powerful, we fight with each other, we kill each other. If that was the hypothesis, why can't we take a new hypothesis and say that God is one? We are children of the same God. Let us live in harmony and let us see how our life progresses. It is the harmony in which we progress. It is in harmony which we flourish. And in the spiritual harmony, we go towards our goal. Let it be called Father in heaven. Let it be called Nirvana. Let it be called Moksha. Let it be called Mukti or salvation. One last point I would like to say in 1 or 2 minutes, then I conclude my speech. Different religions, of course, because of the place of origin, it has different values. But there are fundamental, basic, common values. Think of those common values. Let us make bunch of those values, as I was telling. Truth, love of God, sympathy and compassion for other living beings, attitude of service to others, sincere spirituality, sincere seeking about the knowledge of God. If these are the basic values we can take, these are the bunch of values practicing which, same values. A common Hindu becomes a better Hindu, practicing the same values. a common Christian become a better Christian. Practicing the same values, a common Buddhist can become a better Buddhist. Practicing the same values, a common Muslim can become a better Muslim. So love towards God and sympathy and harmony towards all of God's children. Let they belong to any religion, because religions are different paths. We are children of the same God. Thank you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Samachitananda, for sharing your wisdom with the audience. 我们再次感恩 Mr. Samachitananda 跟我们的分享。Last but not least, may we have the honor to invite Dr. Yap Kim Hao to do the sharing. Dr. Yap Kim Hao was the ex-Methodist Bishop of Malaysia. 最后，我们非常荣幸的邀请到 Dr. Yap Kim Hao 来做分享。Dr. Yap 是前马来西亚天主教主教，我们掌声欢迎 Dr. Yap。
My colleagues in the Interreligious Organization Singapore, beloved brothers and sisters of the Buddhist faith, and devotees of the other religions gathered here in this hall. I am very thankful to God and to the Venerable Master Ching Kung for this extremely kind and gracious invitation to address this august assembly of people of different faiths and people from different countries in Asia and elsewhere, and especially many of you, like me, respect the Dharma teaching of Master Ching Kung. If I had been born in China 86 years ago, I would have become a Buddhist like many of you. But my grandparents belonged to the Hakka community. I have Fuichu Hak. And they came to Perak in Malaysia and in Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, as laborers in the tin mines. Therefore, I was born in Malaya. In my childhood days, my dear mother taught me to recite Amitofu, to venerate my ancestors, and to practice compassion. Regularly, she would bring me to the Kuan Yin temple on the festival days to worship. And daily worship, of course, in the altars in my family home. And I remember them well. As an ethnic Chinese living in a country under the rule of the British colonialists, I attended the Methodist schools. I then became a Christian among people who are mainly Buddhists Taoists, Muslims, and Hindus. And that was Malaysia even then. For we were all immigrants from the countries in Asia. I've been requested to share my Christian experience or perspective on peace and harmony. Buddhism, which originated in India, entered China, and it was influenced by the traditional Chinese religions. Likewise, when Christianity came to Malaya and Singapore, we were also influenced by the traditional Chinese religions as well as the other Asian religions. I first encountered Christian faith in my youth in Malaya. Both Buddhism and Christianity are no longer completely the same as in their country of origin. My Jewish rabbi in IRO taught me that God enters into a covenant of relationship, not only to the Jews, but under covenants to all people of all races living in all the countries of the world. And that is to suggest to us that we have one God, one humanity, and nothing who is human anywhere and in any place and in any time is alien to any one of us, especially to people of faith. History has recorded about the tribal conflicts that arose when the nomadic tribes meet and confront others. They each have displayed their own religious pride and engaged in battle, what they believe to be for their own survival. The three religions of what we call the Abrahamic faith, the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims, even share a good part of the same sacred writings. Yet, there is uneasy peace among us. The call to promote peace and harmony has been continuous, decades, centuries, and is now more urgent because we find ourselves living closer to one another in spite of the differences that prevail. Singapore today is reputed to be the most diverse country in the world, and people are a little bit amazed of the lack of conflict in this great diverse population, and they want to learn from us. Are we here in Singapore able to continue that peace and goodwill among us in order that we may be able to be a model of peace and harmony? We no longer can live in isolation within our own distinctive religious systems. All the nations do not have only citizens belonging to one faith or ruled by one spiritual leader. We are living in a religiously plural society. The Christian perspective of the origin of life is embodied in the at the very beginning of the Bible, our sacred scriptures. For God created the world and all forms of life in its variety in different places throughout the whole wide earth. We're now aware that our universe was created, life was created, and we began to evolve. And we have been evolving from the very first dawn of the universe and of life. This one planetary Earth in which humankind finds himself must more intentionally and seriously affirm that we want common humanity. Religion has constructed to enable us to cope with an environment. We no longer cope with one tribe of people. We are coping with a global society, an international, multiracial, multi-religious people. We must honor our divine origin and common humanity. We must respect our racial differences and our religious diversities. We must learn to coexist in peace and harmony. In this uncertain and precarious future, the role of religion is made more urgent to resolve the conflict and denounce the violence everywhere. The conflicts arise because of competition, social and economic injustices. Tear us apart and destroy the original social cohesion in our world today. Far too long, groups, communities, and nations have been caught in the web of warfare, in the culture of violence. They destroy our social existence and our human survival is in peril. They rationalize their involvements and their conflicts because they want to survive only for themselves. The people of diverse social origins and religious positions are challenged to forge friendship and establish lasting ties of peaceful relations with one another and coexist. We can no longer exist separate from the others around us. The Christians' teaching as reflected in the Bible and through the exemplary life and teaching of Jesus of Nazareth. In the Sermon on the Mount, he depicted the kind of people. They are the people of peace. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they are children of God. Jesus declared that those dedicated to overcome conflicts and making peace between individuals, between families, and between nations are both blessed by God. We are called to live in peace and harmony, and this is a divine call. We are called to love Creator God, to love our neighbor in need, and to love ourselves. We are even further challenged to love our enemies and those who hate and despise us. The divine purpose for human existence is to live in peace and harmony. Through interfaith dialogue, we have discovered the sacred texts of different religions relating to peace and harmony. Perfect peace can dwell only where all vanity has disappeared by the Lord Buddha. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be recognized as children of God, Jesus Christ. As rivers flow into ocean, but cannot make the vast ocean overflow, so flow the streams of the sense world into the sea of peace. That is sage Bhagavad Gita. It was he who made this tranquility descend into the hearts of the believers to add faith to faith. Al-Quran. Master Ching Kung has consistently taught and written about interfaith. Few religious leaders will talk and lecture and teach as Master Ching Kung did this morning. I hold him in great respect for his commitment to peace and harmony, and concretely for his love for people who are different from him. I've listened to him before in his lectures, and he's consistent about this, and he's sincere about it, encouraging his devotees, like many of you here, to engage in interfaith dialogue. Let me try to share with you his convictions, which he also, in his artistic way, portray in his calligraphy. Many deals with the peace and harmony. I would just like to quote just one. 世间所有宗教的根本，就是人心博爱，其目的在教化众生，平等对待，和睦相处，共存共荣。The religions of the world are rooted in benevolence and love. The purpose is to teach all people to treat one another with equality and harmony for our glorious coexistence. The time has come for the people from different faith communities to engage in more serious dialogue and to interfaith action in order to remove the misunderstandings among us and the suspicion, because we are different, we belong to different religious traditions, so that we can be more effective as citizens of a global society. We believe that interfaith action to address and eradicate social injustices is necessary in order to bring about a just and compassionate society. Religions share common values, as my Hindu friend Swami has indicated. Love and compassion, caring for one another. It is essential now to take these values seriously, the common values that we share in all religions, and become better persons. It is for us to have the will and the determination to act personally and corporately in that direction. We need to learn to live together in spite of our differences and collaborate with one another to build a more peaceful world. We need to celebrate unity in diversity and promote a culture of peace and harmony. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much to Dr. Yap for his great sharing. 我们再次感谢 Dr. Yap 的分享。It was such a rare and precious opportunity that the audience got to learn from the sharing of the religious leaders this morning and this afternoon. I'm sure all of us has learned a lot from the profound wisdom of the different religions. 从今天早上和今天下午的各个宗教领袖的分享和开示，我相信同学们都肯定同意，从他们的分享当中，我们增长了许多智慧。大家同意吗 ？With that, we would like to thank all of you again for your sharings, and with that also, our multicultural event has come to a happy closure. 随着这个演讲的结束，那我们今天的这个多元文化节目或者是活动就来到了一个圆满的终点。我们再次感恩各个宗教领袖的分享，让我们再给他们一个最热烈的掌声。那接着我们欢送宗教领袖们到休息室去休息，让我们起立，以掌声欢送他们。